Hi everyone, Bruce here at etrailer. Today we're going to take a look at and install the CURT Custom Wiring Kit on our 2023 Buick Encore GX. You may be asking yourself why you need wiring if you're only going to haul a bike rack or even a cargo carrier. Well, I really recommend if you're getting a hitch on your vehicle, go ahead and do the 4-pole wiring. This is just going to open up more options. It'll allow you to go ahead and haul a small utility trailer, because this is what's going to give our lighting signals to the back of the trailer. Or if you're getting a cargo carrier that does have lights on them, because they do have lights on some of them, you're able to go ahead and plug those in and all your lighting will work. Same way with a bike rack. If you've got a bike rack, some of them do have lighting on the back of them, and you can use this for that as well. Now taking a closer look at our 4-pole wiring here, it does have a nice cover to help all the pins stay dirt and debris free. Plus we've got a bracket here that is sold separately that really made this come out quite well, in my opinion. Have never mounted one sideways like this before, but it really gives it a slick look and it keeps the wiring up out of the way. Now when you are ordering the custom wiring kit, just make sure that you're ordering the proper one. There are separate ones for LEDs and your incandescent lighting. So just keep that in mind. There are 2 different ones for this vehicle. We ended up today, we grabbed the wrong one and noticed that we didn't have LEDs. And it's what's going to happen if you did do that. The plugs are not going to match and you won't be able to plug them in. But as far as the install goes, it is quite easy. The hardest part is getting some of the interior panels out of the way so you can reach back there and unplug your lights and plug in your wiring harness. But if you don't have the time or the want to do that, check out our dealer locator on etrailer.com. But if you want to go ahead and give it a try, stick around, I'll show you how. So we did just get finished installing a hitch on this particular vehicle, but we're also doing the wiring. So some of this was taken off previously for that reason. But I'm going to just go back and show you how to actually get the threshold off. And it's quite simple. Basically, you're just going to grab from underneath and you're just going to pull straight up. And you're going to hear some popping and snapping, and you're just going to pull straight up and remove it. It's just got some metal tabs in here that are just popped in these slots. And that's what we're actually removing. One more thing I do want to mention, you do need to remove anything you've got inside, like the spare tire. I went ahead and removed that just because you're going to need access to this piece. You're going to have to roll it back to actually get behind this panel. So there's quite a bit of stuff that you do need to remove out of here to access the plugs for the lights that we do need to unplug. Now we're going to go ahead and get access to inside here. So there's a little cap here. You can use a screwdriver or a trim tool, pop that out and set that aside. Now we do have some hooks in here. There's one here and one up here. Those are 10 millimeter. We're going to go ahead and remove those. We'll get this hook out of the way. Set that guy aside and go ahead and get this one as well. We do have a little push pin here we do need to remove. I got the trim tool, just going to pull that out, set that aside. That'll allow us to grab a hold of this piece and go ahead and get it away from here. Now that we do have access to both sides, our driver's side and our passenger side, we do need to go ahead and unplug the taillights. The taillight plug is found right up here. And the way we're going to go ahead and unplug that is, it's got a little lock on it that you're going to pull this direction. So the lock will go this way. And then you've got a little push button that you're going to push down, and it's going to work that little lever, and then just go ahead and unplug it. Now looking at our lighting harness here, The yellow, red, and brown is going to go on our driver's side. The green will go over to our passenger side. So just keep note of that. You don't want to hook them up wrong, then your turn signals won't be working in the correct way. So we're going to take our plug with the red locker on it, and that's going to go to our factory harness here, like so. And then you're going to want to push that lock down to go ahead and lock that in place. The other end is going to be from our tail light. And again, you're going to push that in and go ahead and push the lock and make sure they don't come apart. So once you do have your tail lights connected to our wiring harness, we're just going to come in here and overview this real quick. Now, if we find that black box right there is mounted to the bodywork, and there'll be a black wire coming off of that, going down through the floor, and that's going to run up to the engine compartment. That is our power wire. Now, our ground wire is just attached right here. This is our ground wire, and I just got it attached where I attached the actual module. This is our black power wire right here, and that's running down through the floor and up to the engine compartment. We use the butt connector there to connect that, and then we'll go ahead and show you the routing of the other wires to the other side. So now, taking a look, this is where our green wire going over to our passenger side tail lights here. It's just running back behind all this. And then we have the actual 4-wire connector here that is going out with another rubber grommet right there. And if you notice, we did use silicone after we did put a hole in that grommet. And that's just going to run out and right down to the hitch. Now the black power wire that I mentioned earlier that's going down through the floor up there, it is coming out right here. And we're just following along the frame here. And you want to route this so you're not hitting any moving parts or around any hot parts. So we're just following this brake line here. Comes around, and it's just going to shoot right through here, following all this nest. And then it's going to come around and follow these brake lines here. Just comes down, keep following, and then we're going to go ahead and shoot right up through here is where it's going to go up to the engine compartment. And you see my little fish wire. This is the wire hanging out from above, so we can make our connection to our battery. Now, where our 4-pole wiring, the 4 wires that came out in the rubber grommet that I showed you earlier, it basically comes down underneath this, and the wire's just tied up next to the hitch here, and it's actually running from about right here all the way over to our hitch. Now, we do have a 4-way bracket that we did mount, and it turned out quite nice because I've never mounted it sideways like this, but on this particular case where we've got a hidden cross tube, it kind of worked out better, and it is quite hidden, and I do like the location of it. So now up in the engine compartment, this is our power wire that runs all the way to the back. I already put this end butt connector on, and I've got a fuse holder here that we're going to use. Make sure the fuse is not in it until our connections are completely made. So, and we've got an eyelet on this end, and the butt connector will go back on this end of our fuse holder. Make sure we got a good crimp, which we do. Now what I am going to do here is grab a 10mm, and we are going to tie right to this post here. That is our positive post. Now that we do have this connected underneath this post here, we can go ahead and insert our fuse and go ahead and test everything before we button up the interior. All right, now that we do have everything connected, let's go ahead and check our running lights. Our running lights are working. And go ahead and check our brakes. Brakes are working. And left turn signal. Right turn signal. Right turn with brake. And left turn with brake. Now that everything did test out okay, we can go ahead and throw our interior back into its position. And this does complete our installation of the CURT Custom Wiring Harness on our 2023 Buick Encore GX. I'm Bruce. Thanks for watching.